Long way, get this shit a long way, this shit a long way. Long way, hit the long way, 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 shit, long way, long shit, long way, long way, long way, long way, long way, long way, shit a long way. Gotta get the shit a long way, get the shit a long way, finish rich, yeah. Gotta get the shit a long way, get the shit a know what she don't really understand, man. Gotta know what she don't really understand, man. Gotta get a meal, she don't understand. She be trippin' every day, she be trippin' every way. But I gotta get this shit a long way, tryna get money every single way, tryna get money every single day, yeah. Get money every single way, every day. Every day we gotta get paid, yeah. Every day we gotta get paid, yeah. I'm feeling like we been a new slave. We gotta finish rich, no, we gotta finish rich. Got a new bitch, she don't understand, she don't understand. Niggas gotta get rich, she don't understand. Sometimes we gotta hit lit, no, we ain't hit lit. Tryna get the long way, yeah. Tryna get the shit the long way, yeah. Cause you tryna wrap up a entree, yeah. Told you the other day that did my phone strong. We gon' shoot the long way, we gon' get the long way, yeah. Yeah, get the shit the long way. My bitch be trippin' back and forth like a phone way. My name is Tari, I ain't playing games, so I'm done Tari. Yesterday she told me that she bout to leave, man. Said fuck it, bitch, we gonna get some money. Said fuck it, bitch, I'm about to get some money. So what I do today, I went and got some money, yeah. Cause we gon' get this shit the long way, we gon' get shit the long way, yeah. Back and forth like the pong way, yeah. Man, I'ma get this shit the long way, get this shit the long way. Just the only way today, because they go with shit's crazy. We gotta wear a mask, we the new slaves, and we be wearing this shit like every day. We be okay, we gon' be okay, they gon' be okay, they gon' be okay for me, yeah. So we gon' get this shit the long way, 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 yeah, we get this shit the long way, yeah. Cause we gon' be okay, we gon' be okay, yeah, we gon' get the long way, yeah.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Savings Minus Debt. I'm LJ Young, your host and founder of SMD. Just a second, let me remove some things here. Welcome, if you're new to the channel. What's up, Holding All Aces? First in the house. What's up, Luminoth? What's going on? If you're new to the channel, I am LJ, like I said, the founder and the host of the show. But SMD is a family. SMD is not me. SMD is a family of people that, I guess, think like me, I guess. That's the best way I can say it. But anyway, and what is that? I understand that capitalism is psychological, split into two parts, positive and negative. Okay. This is a mathematical fact. It doesn't really matter how you feel. It's like, if it's a mathematical fact, it really doesn't matter how you feel about math. I just want to make sure that's clear. Okay. Anyway, on the negative side live what are called debt slaves. Debt slaves are people that believe they can own with no money of their own. People that believe they can buy houses with mortgages, buy cars with car loans, save 15% into retirement while having a mortgage. Those are called debt slaves. Why are they debt slaves? Because none of what they're doing is mathematically true. None of it. Everything that they say they're doing, that they do, is not mathematically true. And here's the psychological part is they don't know that. Okay, they don't know. Debt slaves don't know that they're debt slaves, okay? Because I was once a debt slave. I was a six-figure, college-educated, high-tech, IT, middle-class debt slave. That was me. Sure was. It didn't look like it, though. You couldn't tell on the outside by the car I drove and where I lived and the clothes and all the vacations I went on and all this and that and stuff. Stuff that looks like money, which it is not. Okay, I did all that. That was me. Until one day, the banks woke me up. You got to listen to an old video to understand. I'm not going to go into details of that. The banks woke me up. I found Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey said, take this calculator, take the calculator and my baby steps and set yourself free. Just follow that and you'll get debt free. And that's what I did. Since I was an engineer, it was pretty simple to follow. But the hardest part was to accept it. That's what it was. That was the hardest part, to accept, like, wait a minute. You mean to pay off all my debt and I'll be free? Yes, that's it. Sure is. Until I got to the part of Dave Ramsey's plan where he says, hey, when you get down to your mortgage, start putting away 15% into retirement. But if you open up the calculator and put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance and hit equal, you see that large negative number? You don't have 15% of anything to put anywhere. That's where I left Dave Ramsey. I said, oh, that's called business. Okay, got it, Dave. Thank you, sir. Thank you for all your knowledge and the wisdom that you have shared with me, all the 25 years it took you to get where you're at. Congratulations, sir. But this is where I get off. Because soon as it doesn't start making mathematical sense, that's where I leave. I just call that's business. Nothing wrong with what he's doing. Hey, do your thing. But this is where I go. Once I got on the other side of zero, my whole world changed. I was like, what? Now I'm on the positive side. I turn around and say, wait a minute. You mean my credit report is the owner's ledger? Yes. You mean the businesses listed on my credit report are my owners? Yes. And you mean a credit score are reward points for staying in debt with those owners listed on my credit report? Yes. And you mean when I pay off all my debt, what? You have no owners. Ta-da! My credit report now proves that I own myself. That means I'm on the positive side of the economy. You guys are the majority, debt slaves. You. None of this would exist without you. I was you, now I'm me on the positive side. So what I do is bring people from the negative side to the positive side and help you participate in the economy, in capitalism, in the U.S. economy positively. Over here, taxes are your friend. They're not your enemy. IRS agents, you don't have to fear IRS agents because you're cheating on your taxes is like cheating on yourself. So I don't need that. Listen, I don't need them to force me to follow the laws. I just automatically do it because I would be cheating myself. See, I didn't know that as a debt slave. I thought, hey, wait a minute, those guys are bad. Why? Because everybody around me said it. Oh, those are debt slaves. Now, when I hear people get emotional about taxes, you know what I say to myself? You obviously don't understand taxes because you're getting emotional about them. Hey, they're keeping me down and all this other stuff. Hey, listen, I don't say nothing. You mean you can't buy a house with a mortgage? No, you can finance a house with a mortgage. You can't buy a house with a mortgage. Absolutely not. What are you talking about? Only debt slaves believe it takes 30 years to buy one house. Hold on. Only debt slaves believe it takes 30 years to buy one house. One day, one house. That's how it works. There's no other way. But I also understand that people with mortgages, you guys are called the housing market. Without you, it wouldn't exist. Okay. Hey, listen, if you're a realtor right now, right? And you hear me and it sounds like it's crazy. You're like, wait a minute, that's so stupid. You wouldn't make any money if nobody financed out. Yes, you are correct. Absolutely correct. If you told all the debt slaves, hey, you really don't own a house with a mortgage, you wouldn't make no money. So you come to the positive side. I'm just saying you don't do it. You could sell it to them. Listen, without them, there is no you, us, nothing. You guys got to understand that. I'm clearly understanding that without them, there is no us, positive and negative. I always like to use this example so you guys can understand. If you hooked up your battery and only hooked up the negative side, would your car start? Now, if you unhooked the negative side and only hooked up the positive side, would your car start? You need them both for the car to start, period. This is not rocket science, okay? It's not. It really isn't. You come over here, it's a whole different language. Hey, listen, debt slaves, did you guys know? No, you guys don't know. Never mind. I'm sorry. You guys don't know there's a positive side that exists. So that means there's another language that exists that you guys don't know because you never heard it before because you've never been on the positive side because you guys don't even know it exists because you guys don't even know you're debt slaves. That's okay. Hey, listen, and I want you guys to follow me and listen to SMD. Debt slaves have no idea what I'm talking about. I want you guys to clearly understand the psychological part. They don't know what I'm saying. And that's how it's supposed to be, and it will remain that way until I'm dead. To everybody listening to this, to we're all dead. This is not going to change. Okay, I don't want it to change. Once you turn around and see what taxes are, you're like, what? You guys are the currency, debt slaves. It's you. It's all you, everything. You see that $1.7 trillion in student loan debt? You know what that is? You. All you guys that have given up on ever paying them off. Uh, you guys have houses. Your student loans are older than your mortgages. You guys are thinking you're owning stuff, and you're old. Listen, I'm gonna talk to you guys that have student loan debt is your oldest debt out of all your debts. I'm talking to you guys, okay? You guys are owned. You guys don't get listen. You don't get to own stuff without paying off your debt, your student loan debt first. Who told you that? Your friends with student loan debt? The only way you're going to be able to free yourself, you have to pay that money back, just like I did, just like everybody in the SMD family did. We had to pay that money back, interest and all. I don't care how many signs you hold up walking down the street. You got to eat, don't you? You're going to have to eat at some time. You're going to have to live somewhere. That means you have to work, debt slaves. You can walk down the street all you want, but at some point you're going to get hungry. What you going to do? You need some money to buy some food, right? You got to work. My personal credit report says I own myself. Listen, I want you guys to understand something, who I am. I want you guys to listen to my voice. I only do things that nobody else does on the internet. Do you understand me? That's what I do. I'm the only one you could possibly find on the internet on any platform that has shown their entire credit report. Why is that? It proves that I own myself. It doesn't matter how old you are. The younger the better. Listen, you think an 18-year-old would understand that they're free right as soon as they turn, you guys don't even realize, as soon as you turn 18, you're free. Now it's your job to keep it that way. See, nobody around you knows that because they're all debt slaves. They worship the credit gods. They don't see nothing outside that credit score. That's how it's supposed to be. They're supposed to worship that number or whatever. Those of you guys that have accepted paying on student loan debt for the rest of your life, I'm talking to you. You got to pay that debt off. There's no getting out of that. Like when you sign up for one of them 10-year forgiveness plans, let me tell you what you guys are really saying, what you guys don't even understand. This is what you're really saying. I don't believe in myself so much that I don't think whatever the amount of student loan debt you have, just picture it in your head. You don't believe within 10 years of your entire life, in 10 years of your life, that you can't pay off that amount, whatever the amount is. I don't care if it's 100,000. I don't care if it's 300,000. You don't believe in yourself. You could pay off $300,000 in 10 years of your life. There lies the problem right there. It's not the student loan debt, it's you. Oh, the president, this, the court, Supreme Court, that. All you gotta do is pay your student loan debt off and get out of that nonsense. You don't have to be in that. That's a choice. There are very few people there are very few people like me. I want you guys to understand that clearly. Everything I say is mathematically true. So I just want you make sure you guys always understand that. It's everything I say is mathematically true. I just want and if you disagree with math, and I can't help you after that. If you're a homeowner and you open up the calculator and put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance and hit equal, and the calculator showing you a large negative number, and you still believe you're a homeowner, there's nothing else I can do for you. This student loan debt stuff is like a yo-yo. It's crazy. Listen, it's so crazy to watch when you're outside of it. When you pay your student loan debt off, you got a seat in the arena and you're just watching it, right? You're just okay, what are they gonna do now? Okay, they're gonna push it down, delay the payments, blah giddy blah. When it's like they're saying, okay, what part of the year are we gonna drop this bomb? When are we gonna just do it? They gotta find a spot. It's like looking for a parking space. See, you guys are not even. I mean, not that you guys paying attention. You guys are debt slaves. You guys don't know. But okay, I'm gonna give you just a piece. Okay, I can't tell it all, but I'm gonna just give you a piece. Now you gotta wonder why are all these afterpay businesses attached to all the big businesses, taking pieces their profit, parts of the sale. You think those big businesses want to give them that money? Do you think they built that business up so big that they want to give it away to they want to give part of the profits away to a side business? No, they have to do it. If you guys are using afterpay services to buy food and clothes and stuff like that, that means you guys ain't got no money. That's what that means. So dropping that bomb right now was bad. That's just what I see. That's just my hey, listen, that's just my opinion. I just got a seat. I'm just watching. Listen, I'm just watching. I don't care. It's like a when when I sit back and think about how it runs, I want to listen to a symphony music. I don't listen. I never paid attention to symphony music all my life. Never, never. I was just like, oh, that's older white people. They sit down and listen to that's so boring. But you guys don't understand why I can't explain that part either. But that's the music I want to listen to when I think about it. You see all these monster car lots with filled with cars. You guys are financing cars. No, listen, and you guys know they go down in value and you guys finance them. Oh man, car goes down as soon as you start driving it. Then why are you financing it? A car goes down in value as soon as you drive it off the car lot. No, it goes down in value as soon as you step on the car lot and talk about financing it. That's when it goes down in value. You guys have no idea. Listen, I know a successful young millionaire, okay? And he just owns a little small used car lot, okay? Small little, just him and his wife. That's all. And he's a millionaire, okay? But he's debt free and all that other stuff, right? That's another story, but he's debt free and all that, right? He's just a small used car lot telling me how much he gets these cars for. Can you imagine what the big, ginormous Chevy, Chrysler, Lexus, how much you think those dealers are getting those cars for? How much you think? You guys will never know. Listen, as long as you guys are financing cars, you guys will never know that answer. Ever. You'll never know that answer. And you walk on the car lot and they run your credit and they find out you got student loan debt. Mm. When you guys go to the bank and you fill out a credit app to get a mortgage, and then they find out you guys got student loan debt, FHA mortgage for you, subprime mortgages for you. Subprime mortgages go for people with student loan debt because you guys really don't know you can't buy a house with student loan debt. But it's still money. You think, listen, do you think the housing market would exist if they denied everybody that had student loan debt? Absolutely not. Oh, sorry, you didn't get approved because you got student loan debt. Oh my God, you know, listen, there's 44 million of you guys. You guys are very, very valuable, especially the ones that have given up on ever paying them off. You guys be giving your student loan pet names and all that in public, in front of people. Oh yeah, man, they ain't gonna never get that money. They want you to say that. They want you to say, hey, they're never gonna get. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Unless you planning on stop eating and living somewhere and paying for basic necessities, I don't know what you're talking about. Every day coming up, student loan. Hey man, honestly, student loan debt news bores me. Every time I just go back, okay, what are they telling them now? Hey, they might do this and refund that. Oh my goodness gracious, you guys just anything. Hey, let's all get together and not pay our student loan debt. That is what they want you to do. So they get more interest when you don't pay, because eventually you are. As soon as you get hungry, guess what? You got to get a job and then they're going to get their money. Now I know you guys that are doing the 1099 delivery jobs. You're probably thinking to yourself, they ain't gonna get me. Hey, if the IRS can't get taxes, how they gonna get student loan payments? I'm talking to you guys, the ones that ain't paid their taxes in like 4 or 5 years. They ain't getting no money from me. That's what you think. What's so crazy? You know, this was so crazy, man. I think about it now. Now that I'm on the positive side of it, okay, I look at it different. So it's a hindsight. It's 2020, right? Here I am. I'm born in the U.S. You start, growing up, and then you hear about taxes. Oh, taxes this, taxes that. They can go to prison for taxes and this and that. Instead of, I should have just said, okay, why do those exist? Instead of listening to people complain about something that they can do absolutely nothing about, I should have just said, hey, then why are they here? What's the purpose of why would I go to prison for tax evasion? Just stop and turn around and say, damn, that's a long time for a nonviolent crime. You mean I didn't hurt or kill nobody? Nope, not at all. But if you do this, you can get prison time. Why? Now, when you come to the other side, you're like, now I say, oh, that's why. Totally understand. Totally understand why it's there. It's the backbone of the whole thing. That's why you can go to prison. I get it now. Totally understand. It's like, say, like, if somebody would have said like this, you know how people always complain about taxes and they're not getting rich behind it. You say like you put down $1 and change, right? And taxes, say like you take 70, they take 30, right? And when you split the change up, you say, okay, how are taxes keeping me down if they're taking less than me? If I'm taking more and they're taking less, how are they keeping me down? I remember as a kid, I was like probably 10 or 11. I remember this one dude, he showed me $100 bill. I had never seen one before, right? And I was like, I was like, wow, $100. But then I said to myself, who makes this? That's what I said to myself. Who makes these? Where does this come from? I didn't really think too much past that, but I just was wondering. Now I get it. I totally get it. Holding all aces says, being debt free is the way to be. The hardest part is first accepting being a debt slave. That is true. Without that, you stay on the plantation and fight people who run away from it. Yep, sure do. What's up, Owen? What's up, reigning woman? I'm surprised the number actually increased from 1.76 trillion. You know, honestly, let me tell you something. And this is just my just a second. And this is just my opinion, okay? I see that number. I personally believe it's way more than that. I think it's way more than that 1.7 because, and here's why. I think when 2020 came and everybody lost their jobs, you got to remember how debt slaves think. They think the only way to make more money is more education. And even when I was a debt slave, I almost fell for that, but I didn't. Thank God I didn't fall for that one, right? Because I almost did. I was like, I'm the only way I can get more money. I got to get my master's. Thank God I didn't do that. But anyway, they know that. So I bet you a lot of people, because that's when those online universities start popping out all over the place. Hey, get your college degree online in less time and all this other stuff. So what you gonna do? Sign up to get student loan debt, do it online. Hey, I'm stuck at home anyway. I might as well get my college degree, and that's what they do, and more student loan debt. I don't think those numbers have come out. I just think there's so many panic and debt slaves thinking they have to get this. They lost their job of 20, 30 years. They had no other skill. They don't know anything. And I get it. Totally understand it. That's all I'm saying. Totally understand it. But then say the only way I can do it, I got to get more knowledge. Okay, college. I ain't got no money. Student loan debt. What's up, Capers? Raymond says, how much do you think someone can save up for a car making $20 an hour with no debt, living with? How much do you think someone can save up for a car making $20 an hour with no debt, living? Well, it counts on what kind of car they're looking for. A Honda Accord, $5,000, $5,000 Honda Accord, $20. You just do the math. It all counts on what kind of car that person's looking for. You just gotta remember, Raymond. Cash is the only way. Listen, the only way to buy a car. There is no other way to buy a car. There is no other way. According to the laws of mathematics, there is no other way to buy a car other than cash. Okay. So that's totally up to the person. If the person can't wait that long, they're going to go finance a car. So that's okay too. That's all business. Listen, if debt slaves didn't finance cars, the car lots wouldn't exist. Do you guys understand that? They wouldn't. Well, brand new ones would probably exist, but all those used side car lots, all that stuff, those guys wouldn't exist because we don't finance cars. You think I'm debt free? Okay, I'm not going to go to a buy here, pay here place to buy a car. I'm not going to do that because I know if it's buy here, pay here, I know they're not talking to me. They're talking to people that have horrible credit, don't have a bank account, they must do biweekly payments. They must have a kill switch in the car. That's for those places. What's up, Sherigan? It would have been higher if the government interest accrued. Okay, you guys are talking about some other stuff that I was saying. I paid $5,300 for a 2014 Chrysler. Congratulations. That's what I'm talking about. And this is what I want. Especially the youngsters, the younger people. I want you guys to understand something, okay? And I know it's very hard in the world you guys live in, full of social media. The majority of you, the majority of the people you follow, this is all you guys have to do. This is all you guys have to do. Hey, can we see your personal credit report? LJ on SMD, he made a video of his personal showing his entire personal credit report. Can you show us? See what they say. Now, if they truly have the money they have, their credit report will look like mine. And we'll have no problem showing you who. They probably even ask you, hey, who told you to ask me that question? Because you guys gotta remember, money doesn't look like anything. Listen to me closely. When you have money, you can make it look like anything you want. All right, I'm gonna say that one more time. When you have money, you can make it look like anything you want. Okay, just always remember that. Money doesn't look like a Lamborghini. It doesn't look like a apartment in a high-rise building. It doesn't look like that. Okay, it doesn't. The younger you are, you guys are closer to zero than the people you guys are probably trying to follow. You guys are so stuck on trying to, hey man, I got to get rich. I got to get it. All you got to do is look at your credit report. Do you have any owners on your credit report? You guys are rich right there. If you have no owners, meaning no credit at all, you own yourself. Right there. You're ahead of millions of people. Millions. All you got to do is keep it that way for the rest of your life. This is where I come in, okay? Say like you're 18 and you just happen by chance, 1 millionth in a billionth probably would listen. This is where you come to see me, and I help you keep it that way for the rest of your entire life. Your life will be full of joy, no stress, meeting only the right people. You will speak a whole different entire language of money. Nobody, and the people with money, they will hear you speak, and they're like, "Hey, who's been talking to you?" Because it's a whole different language. But you'll know it at 18 because your age really doesn't matter. Okay, it really doesn't. I mean, it does matter if you get the earlier you get it, the richer you will guaranteed to be. I promise you that. There will be no stopping you. Like right now, for me, this is the freest I've ever been in my life. I'm gonna just tell you that right now. This is the freest I've ever been in my life. And I'm 53. And I just now reached it. Just now. There's so many moving parts. But if you know this knowledge at 18, you won't have to worry about any of the stuff I went through because you'll know the people to meet and the people to not to meet. You'll know the people to let in your life and not let in your life. It'll be easy. The people that'll think you're weird when you talk, all you got to do is say, are you making car payments? Are you worried about your student loan debt? Are you worried about getting your student loan debt paid off? Those are debt slaves. Their opinion doesn't matter. Sorry if you guys can hear that in the background. I can't really do nothing about it, but debt slaves' opinions don't matter. Especially when when it comes to money, their opinions do not matter. It doesn't matter what they talk about investing. It doesn't matter what kind of cars they drive. It doesn't matter. A financed car makes the driver irrelevant. Do you guys understand that? So if you've been impressed, especially the young people, if you've been impressed by your friends because they got a nicer car, find out if they're making car payments. If they're making payments, that means they didn't have the money to buy it. That's why they're making payments. If you're impressed by your friend's house or their car or where they work, see if they're college educated. All you got to do is say, "Hey, do you have student loan debt?" If they tell you yes, it doesn't matter what they do. Can you guys listen? I know you guys don't understand this. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. But do you know how many finance professionals are out there selling you guys financial advice, and they got student loan debt older than their business? Do you guys? There's hundreds of thousands of them. They don't know. They think it's normal. Selling financial advice, and listen, investors. You guys know there's professional investors out there selling their advice with student loan debt, with their student loan debt being their oldest debt. Is that bananas or what? Tax professionals. Now, listen, I want you guys to clearly understand it. I better not ever come across, I mean, and I'm going to do it too, come across a tax professional with student loan debt being their oldest debt, their student loan debt being older than their business. I better not catch that. I better not. Because that's right there. That's number one right there. Number one. There is absolutely no exceptions for that. None. Successful ones too. Successful. Go ask your tax professional, hey, you got student loan debt? Or don't even say that. Just say, hey, man, say something like this. Go, man, I sure hope Biden forgives that 20,000. See how they react. If they turn to you and say, oh man, I sure hope that comes through, that means yes, they have student loan debt. The correct one will be like, what did Biden say about student loan? I don't know. I don't really follow that. That means they don't. Once you come to the other side, man, it's just different. It's like, huh? How many colleges are out there that don't accept student loan payment, student loan money as payments? Where are those schools? Where are those colleges where they only accept the cash payments? Those where those where are those colleges? They must be awfully small. Small classrooms, everything. Because I remember when I used to, because I never went to a big college, but I used to look in the classrooms and I see all these chairs and the teachers all the way down at the bottom. I'm like, huh, interesting. That didn't make any sense to me. That never really did. But maybe that's the one reason why I remember when I was getting, you're getting ready to graduate, and then that's when they start really shoving college down your throat. And I think to myself, I thought to myself, well, I don't even know what I want to do, let alone even have the money. But hey, student loan debts, the student loan money's there. You can do. I was like, nah, I'm good. Oh man, everybody's going. I don't really care what everybody's doing. I'm not doing it. Thank God I listened to myself too. Oh, what's up, Andre? It's really hard to listen to them. They got student loan, finance cards, and yeah, you know what? When you say like you came across SMD and you're getting out of debt and you finally achieve it, check after check, you have a job. Once you become debt free and you have that same job, your whole job changes. I don't really this part is very difficult to explain. The job you've been working for changes, and this is why. You will notice if your boss or your higher ups talk to you disrespectfully, because you've been allowing it because you didn't want to get fired from the job. But when you become debt free, you're not you understand the job as a tool now. It's not a need, it's a tool, right? You will start realizing, wow, I'm trapped in this building for like 8 hours. Something that was absolutely normal for me, right? I would go to work. I was an IT engineer. I would be in there like 10 hours sometimes. Counts on if I got there early or skipped lunch or whatever, if there was a problem, whatever, right? But when I was debt free, I was like, man, I'm going to be in here for like 8 to 10 hours and only 1 hour lunch. When I think about 30-minute lunches now, oh man. Mm, man, you guys don't even know what a 30-minute lunch even means. You guys have no idea what that even means. Mm, I'm just I'm just thinking about it now. Mm. Anyway, that starts happening. That's this is what happened to me. And I remember, and I always like to tell this story. I remember when I was leaving my last job, I was quitting. The CEO or CFO or whatever, the person in charge of this particular floor wanted to see me before I left at the end of my 2 weeks. Now, first of all, like when you give 2 weeks, when you're in this type of position in this high up position where you have admin rights across the network, usually when you say you quit, they usually just let you go right there uh because of security, which is understandable. It's not a big deal, whatever, right? But when I gave my 2 weeks, they didn't let me go. I waited 2 or 3 days. I thought they was going, hey, okay, LJ, we're gonna have to, I thought I was gonna walk in one day. My access was not gonna be there, and they were gonna say, hey, okay, we're gonna let you go today, but they didn't. So I came up to them, I said, hey, I put in my 2 weeks. How long you guys keeping me? They said 2 weeks. I was like, wow, okay, all right, whatever. And then before I left, the CFO wanted to see me, and that was weird. We never talked more than 2 words. Hi, bye, how you doing? Whatever, right? But he wanted to see me, wish me luck on my next venture, blah, blah, blah. Never understood why he did that, but I realized that year I had fully funded my 401k of 20,000 for tax purposes. I realized if I did that, I could lower my tax bracket. So that's what I did. But what I didn't realize is that I was probably one of the 0.01% of people that fully fund a 401k in 1 year of 20,000. And the only way I did that is because I had no debt. Now think about it. If I was deep in debt at that particular time, I could not afford to fully fund a 401k of 20,000 because I was in debt. With that being said, the tax bracket being up and I got a raise being in a higher tax bracket, that means I couldn't lower it because I was in debt. Therefore, paying higher taxes and could do nothing about it. I absolutely love what I do now. Absolutely love it. There's no, I know you guys don't really understand this, but there is absolutely no stopping me now. None. I'm free. I'm free. Who keeps texting me? Free to do what as I wish, and that's what I do for people that come see me. I help you be free. There's a bigger part. Owning yourself is just the first part. Getting When I mean owning yourself, getting out of debt. Not saying that that's easy, but that's the first step. First, you got to get to zero. Have you read about the huge increase of borrowers on hold for hours, unable to get in touch with the student loan servicers just before payments are restarting? Isn't that weird? Look at all these problems. You guys know you don't have to be part of that nightmare. All you got to do is pay your student loan debts off. That's how they trade you guys debt slave. That's how they listen. That's how you're bought and sold in the background. Oh, this new servicer bought that, and these guys are now your new owners. No different than when your mortgages are getting traded. That's how you guys are traded. It's business. It's nothing personal. It's absolutely nothing personal. You guys are choosing that. That's a choice. When you choose not to pay off your student loan debt, you're choosing to be traded like debt slaves. That's how debt slaves are traded. They can't. Physical slavery is illegal. They can't trade you physically, so they split that apart, put a house in between you. Now they can, but you guys are doing it by choice. I wish I knew you that I would have had you do after tax contribution as well as you would. Oh, listen, that is the that woke me up though, Andre. That part I wouldn't even be able to even ask you that question because I had to figure that out. That's the only reason why I did that because I was like, wait a minute, if this does that, then it finally woke me up to tax. That woke me up to tax brackets and taxes. That's what woke me up because before I reached this particular 160, I finally reached 160 a year before I left my career. Okay, that was the first time I was in that tax bracket, and so that was the but that was the excuse me that was the first time I paid attention to tax brackets. Okay, because I didn't really pay attention to tax brackets until I got to that amount. And the only reason why that made me wake up because the amount on my check, my previous check, was more than the amount on my next check after the raise. Hi all at work, but glad to catch some of this. What's up? What's up, tinfoil hat? What's up, SPIV? While saying I can't get in contact with the student loan reps for anything. Been calling for days. Look at them. Got you guys scrambling. Man, they be doing death slaves so dirty. Oof. Just dirt. Just wasting your time. Hey, who's this? Where's it at? What are you doing? Why? What? Where? Don't you worry about it. That interest is accruing October 1st, baby. But boom. I think no, did it start? No, that's payments. The interest already started September 1st. That's right. Time is a ticking. Mm. And they are scrambling in the back too. Scrambling. But guess what? Listen, when those student loan payments start again, guess who's gonna get hit the worst? Buy now, pay later services. They're gonna get the hit. They're gonna get hit first. Those are the first people that are gonna not get paid first. You're probably thinking, well, how you know that, LJ? Because only debt slaves use afterpay services. Only debt slaves do that. People that understand, people on the positive side of the economy do not use those. We do not use those services. Okay, no, that I don't break up a shirt in 4 easy payments. Okay, that means I don't get the shirt. Okay, that's what that means. Now, if I came in the store with no shirt on because I didn't have a shirt and I had no money, then I would do it. Then I would use an afterpay service because I had absolute. But unless that happens, that's the only way I would use that service. If that was my only shirt I had my whole life. Wow, Sam. Come on now. You know they don't want to pay it back. We know that. See, that's the psychological part, though. You guys, debt slaves. You guys don't even. This is the part. They know you don't want to pay it back. That's part of it. That's part of it. And guess what happens when you guys start to run? Guess what happens? Guess what happens? See? See? Now, do you want that to happen? Do you guys want that to happen? Huh? That looked like it hurts. You can't run. You can't hide. Listen, they got all updated everything on you guys from looking for that forgiveness. Hey, here's my bank account. Here's where I live. Here's my current job. Everything got to be current, of course. Everything. All for that hook of 20,000 that you guys didn't get. Nothing. Oh, they do you guys so dirty. It's just like, oh, they fell for that. Yes, they're debt slaves. Yes, of course. Duh. You mean it's a trick? Well, not really. No, it's not a trick. Did you borrow the money? Yes. Did you pay it back? No. Then it's not a trick. Listen, they didn't listen when I borrowed my student loan money and kept it for 10 years, they didn't trick me. They said, "Hey, if you borrow this money, you got to pay it back." I said, "Okay." I said, "Okay." Now they say, "Hey man, if you go to school for 4 years and you keep your student loan for 10 years, that's on you. That's totally on you." It's like when you hear these people talking about, "Oh my God, student loan debt is crazy." You turn to them and say, "How long did you go to school? 4 years? How long you had it? 20. That's why it's expensive because you've kept it for 20 years." Man, hmm. Is that you? Are you getting? You got to be getting tired of being treated like that. I mean, everything. You guys are everything. Pass. Hey, we can direct deposit the tax checks, and this. If they can put it in, that means they can take it out. I get it. But when you're following the laws, you really don't care. Here, auto deposit here, IRS. Like for example, me, they know all the players know what I'm doing. This is my bank account. That money came from that business. This is where that money came from. I put it in that account. All of it's there. Here's every single receipt. I only purchase anything for the business is there. All the numbers make sense. Here you guys passing money back and forth across Cash App. Here, send me 20, here 50. Well, every single it's all recorded. You guys know that? Every single one of those things are recorded. That's his business. And then you go file your taxes and forget about the Cash App. It's like, what? Really? No, you're playing, right? You're not for real. They won't know about that. You guys all say that. The trick is the debt slaves are going to get sued by law firms for the money when they can't pay, and the banks will still get a bailout from the taxpayers while they wait on the lawsuits. Hmm. Well, you guys got to okay, listen. I don't really when it comes to banks and bailouts and stuff like that, I don't really look at it like the way people look at it. This is how I look at it. None of this works without them. None of it. Okay, I already understand that. Bank, so they're not bailing out nobody. I know it looks like that, but I I can't really explain that part. But I don't look at it like that. Without them to keep everything has to keep going. Okay, and debt slaves, you guys don't know anything because you guys don't even own yourself. You don't own nothing, not even yourself. If you look on your credit report and you see a whole bunch of businesses and you guys got pages and pages and pages, Those are your owners. I have one page, all zeros, no owners. Shout out to Prototype for the $10 super chat. Thank you very much, sir. I'm a truck driver. I own 21,000. Ooh, that's low too. On student loans. I'm tired of this BS. Thank you for your wisdom. Next month, October 10th, is my first payment. I will pay 1,500 a month. All the debt. I'll be debt free by November 2024. It's hard, but I will do. Sure will. See what I'm saying? That's how you got to look at it, just like that. I'm tired of this, man. I'm tired of this doing this in services because they treat you like dirty debt slaves. That's just, hey, man, listen, it's business. Once you get yourself out of it, which is the only way, there is no other way. There are millions of people that wish they had only $21,000 in student loan debt. They're just like, oh my God, this dude is so lucky. Because there are people with hundreds of thousands of dollars in student loan debt wishing they could be free by 2024, and you are almost there. Congratulations to you. First, it starts psychologically, mentally. First, you got to make up in your mind to be tired of being treated like that, which is nothing personal. Okay, make sure it's not, when they treat them like that, it's nothing personal. They're choosing it by not paying it off. Okay, just understand that. That's a choice. You get out of it and you watch it, and you're just like, wow, you now you have a seat in the arena. Now you can just watch and see how they do them. Congratulations. Most our federal, all government needs to do is garnish their wages. Correct. That's it. You guys are, listen, stop running. Because you, unless you're planning on leaving the country, you might as well just say, listen, I'm going to stop listening to other people with payments, looking like they're ahead. Anybody that you think is ahead, all you got to do is say, do you have student loan debt? If they say yes, I want you guys to understand something. If they say yes, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be their oldest debt. If they say yes, you automatically going to know it's probably their oldest debt. And if it's their oldest debt, that means everything you see has to be financed. It has to be. And if it's financed, guess what? They don't own it. The bank owns it. It doesn't matter how they feel about it. It's irrelevant. Do not be impressed by debt slaves. It doesn't matter what kind of car debt slave drives. Who cares? It could be a Bentley. It could be a Ferrari. If they're making payments, it doesn't matter. If they didn't bail them out, there would be no money for them to borrow. Exactly. They don't know that. That's why I don't even say that. Do you guys know I'm going to Washington, D.C., or yeah, D.C. I'm going to take a picture in front of the central bank building because I know why it looks like that. Now I know why it is where it's at and why it looks like that. That building makes a statement. It's just a statement. It's probably empty. They probably ain't got nothing in it. All those videos, they just probably want you to just believe that there's printing press machines flipping out money and all this other stuff. Who knows? I know that. They don't know that. That's funny when you hear some channels. Hey, listen, when you got, especially you youngsters, man, when you hear these young cats talking about going to living in other countries and the dollars, they can get more for their money over there and all this stuff. All you got to say, do you have student loan debt? If they say yes, listen, it doesn't matter what country they go to. It doesn't matter what country they go to. If they're in debt here, talking about it's cheaper to live somewhere else, you don't listen to people like that because they don't have no money here. Why would you think they know something? Listen, why would you think they know about another economy when they don't even know about the economy that they were born in? You don't listen to people like that. Hey man, it's cheaper to live in the Philippines. Are you making car payments? Yeah. Then what you talking about the Philippines for? Oh yeah, you can live like a king. What are you talking about? You can live like a king here. Why you think you can't do it here? The central banks are the true slave masters to all the debts. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. I kept coming back and back, and that's where it stops, right here. You mean there's one in every country? Yes, of course. Of course. Duh. And then I started looking at a central bank in this in Australia and Canada. There's one in every country. Yes, of course. And what are those countries? Capitalist, of course. Hey, listen, I get it. Totally get it. Totally understand it. Listen, I totally respect it. And if they refuse, we will take it with inflation. Well, you do have a choice, sort of, right? You do have a choice to come to the positive side of the economy if you don't want to be treated like that no more. See how he made up his mind? This is where it starts. It starts mentally. Getting tired of treated like that. He says, you know what? Forget it. This is boom, date set. That's how it starts in your mind. You don't have to be exact date, say a month, say a year or something like that. It sets your mind into say, okay, now I got a limited time to do this. Things really start to kick in. That's what I do. Like right now, next year, my new channel, 6 Cents, I will begin. It's going to be the biggest man. Listen, this channel is the connection to others that I have been waiting for. This is the piece. Because in order to become a multimillionaire, you have to figure out how to touch millions of people. That's the only way you're going to be able to do that. You got to figure out what is the key to touching millions of people, touching millions of people that will understand you. This channel is going to be it. That's it. I know that for a fact. Just as sure as I am with SMD. Soon as I discovered that the capitalism is psychological positive, that's a fact. I'm already cool with that. There's nothing else changes that. Math says it's true. Over here is the same thing. There's two sides. That's why when I hear like now you get to a point to where you start hearing, I get tired of hearing about student loan stuff, debt and moving and changing dates and doing all. I mean, it just never stops. I'm just like, listen, they already know as long as you guys don't have to pay or forced to pay yet. Hey, listen, they know you're not going to do it. Hey, if you don't pay, we're not going to put it on your credit report. Guess what you guys are not going to do? You guys are not going to pay since it's not showing up on your credit. Oh, it's not going to affect my credit, so I'm not going to pay it till next year. That's exactly what a year of interest of you not paying. It's business. Here, I'm gonna share something with you guys. What you guys don't understand is this: starting with President Trump and with President Biden, they did something that will never be done again. Froze student loan debt with no interest. The world had to stop. Do you guys understand that? For the presidents to do that, the world had to stop. So what that means is this: the next time that happens, the world has to stop again. Okay? So that means anybody listening to this right now, we're probably not going to be alive when it happens. I know I know I'm not. You guys that didn't pay for those over 3 years of no interest payments, That's a gift. You guys did. The people that did pay during that time, congratulations. You guys took advantage of the hidden gift. You guys took full advantage and paid your student loan debt off with no interest for 3 years. That will never happen again, ever. You guys missed it. Those of you guys that didn't pay, you guys missed your only opportunity. You guys missed it. Window closed. Gives you, man, I'm sure that student loan debt is just stressing you. You wonder, oh man, how am I going to afford these payments once those student loans? You guys are just stressed out because what you guys did was finance a whole bunch of stuff during those 3 years off. So they removed it from your credit report. Credit score went up. You guys got approved for some stuff that you normally would not have had your student loans been on there correctly reporting your credit report. You guys wouldn't have been able to approve for that car, that house, that furniture, that washer and dryer, whatever that you're making payments on right now. Now what? How you gonna keep all that stuff when student loan payments resume? You're not. Bye-bye car. Car repossessions are usually the first sign of things are going bad. Wonder how many couples are lying to each other. Oh, somebody stole the car. What happened, honey? I think somebody stole the car. You gonna call the police? No, no, I ain't calling the police. That the bank will do that. What's up, Nick? Man, passing you guys around in the background like, ooh, just the new servicers. Who's my new master? Who owns me now? You guys gotta scramble and look for your new owners. Oh my God. Oh, when I think about it, it's just that's gotta be Horton. My new masters are not answering the phone. Oh my God. How come they're not at? Because they know you gotta keep looking. You ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. You can't. They're not telling me nothing. And you just wait, slave. They'll reach out to you. They got all your updated information for begging for all that student loan forgiveness, all that begging. Here's everything. Here's my life, and here where I live, and this is where I've been hiding the whole time. The first time I wasn't paying my student loan debt. Here's where I've been hiding all that time, and I've been working over here. And was aggressive the first 2 years, but stopped the last year when Biden announced the forgiveness. Wish I didn't listen and continue. Correct. That's all part of the trick. Hey, everybody was all the debt slaves were saying it. Hey, why would I waste my money on that? And I could have invested this 20,000 over here, and instead, and Biden forgive that. That's exactly what they wanted you to do. Exactly. I've been saying it. You can listen. You guys can go back to every single video that I made about student loan debt. Just look. You know what? I'm gonna put them all together for you guys. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. When I get off of this, let me make a note in there. I'm gonna put it right now. I want to let you guys go look at that. Just a second here. I always make notes when ideas pop in my head. 1 second. All right. Collect all. Collect all student debt videos. Okay. And I'm gonna put them all together for you guys so you guys can watch them. I already knew they wasn't gonna free you, debt slaves. You guys understand that? I've been telling you from the beginning, they're not going to free you. You have to free yourself. That's the only way you're gonna get out. They told you that before you signed up for them. They told you that. Sorry about that. Accidentally unplugged my thing. They told me that when I signed up for the loan. You got to pay this back, LJ Linnell. Okay, cool. If you don't, you're gonna owe us for the rest of your life. Okay. And listen, all you youngsters out there with people trying to shove college down your throat, you turn to them and say, "Do you have your student loans still?" If they say yes, they want you to be like them. Sending your kid off to college while you still have your student loans from college. They want you to be like them. They think it's normal. That's not normal. That's only normal for the people that do that. Did you guys know that there are people that went to college that don't have student loan debt? Did you guys know that? Did you guys know there are people out there that actually paid off their student loans, worked, got some jobs, did what they have to do to actually pay them off? Yes, they did. They wasn't dependent on forgiveness or nothing. They just decided to pay them off, like me. Fell for the trap. Glad I saved payments a little on the side, but wasn't aggressive as before. That's okay. Listen, I want you guys to understand this. When you get out of this debt journey, don't think you got to do it perfect. You're gonna make mistakes. If you've been in the debt matrix your whole entire life, don't expect. And I'm just saying, then this is just more than you, SPIV. I want you guys to, and this is for you guys on your journey. You guys are gonna make mistakes. You're gonna miss some things. You're gonna say, some. But as long as it's already planted in your mind that, hey, man, debt free is it. Okay, I missed that window. Cool, cool. Hell, things still happen to me along my journey that I should have saw that, this and that. Listen, if I didn't know, I didn't know. The things I've learned within the last few years of my life, I will never forget, ever, ever. I will thank God. I thank God for them today because I wouldn't have known. I'm glad I'm able to come here and share my knowledge with the SMD family so they can help them along their journey. And even the SMD family that comes here has been with me for the longest. They don't say nothing. You too. I know it's more of you guys than not. Luminov says, I paid mine off thanks to the pause. Yep, working overtime and finding LJ's channel. Got myself into credit card debt along the way. Looking forward to paying this card off and being fully free. See? Once it's in, hey, listen, once it's in your mind, that's it. It's locked in. Once you come to SMD, there's no going back. I always tell everybody this. Once you come to SMD, there is no going back. You're not going to wake up and say, "Oh, you know what? No, I'm gonna go back and be a." You know what? I like the way I was living before. Payments were cool. It wasn't that bad. My interest rate wasn't that high. I still drove a nice car. The interest rate was only this percent. Never being, never. This year was the first time in my life, and I did it not the first time out the gate. I'm gonna say the second year out the gate because when you first start a business, you do a lot of stuff wrong, out of order, this and that. It just happens. Okay. You don't really understand and you don't really know who to ask. People be telling you to get your LLC and all this other stuff, but you don't really know who's giving you that type of information, who's telling you what. But anyway, you learn and you do it certain ways because now when you set it up right out the gate, the IRS is going to know. The IRS is going to know you did it correctly right out the gate because the way you set it up. Everything is everything is where it's supposed to be. You open a business and then you go get your EIN, then the business account, open other things under you just gotta, there's steps, right? You just don't put my name here, the bank account, personal bank. You just when you first start, you're getting your resources from everywhere. I'm sure the IRS got to understand that. Sometimes that just happens. You got to pull your resources. But as soon as you start making profit, okay, it's time for you to start adjusting to the way the system is supposed to work. And it's easily to see those steps happen if you're moving towards that direction. It's not really difficult to see, right? Student debt compilation video in, yeah, I'm gonna put all that. I'm gonna put all the videos in one area. I'm not gonna put them all together. I'm gonna put them all together as far as student loan debt videos, because I really want you guys to see that. I've been telling you guys this from the beginning. Oh, them! I heard they're gonna forgive. No, they're not. They're not gonna forgive. No, they're not. They just, hey, how are we gonna find? Listen, how are we gonna find all these people that have been running for years? Okay, these new servicers, they probably listen. This is just my opinion. Okay, this is strictly my opinion. New servicers, they probably been working. The old servicers, hey, we're tired of it. Something changed. I don't know. That's above my pay grade. I don't really care, right? And then the new services are like, okay, these guys got old information from people running from them for years. How are we going to get all this updated information? Hey, we're going to forgive some money. Tell them we're going to forgive some money. Tell them we're going to forgive some money. Okay, cool. In order for you guys to forget that money, to get that money forgiven, you got to tell us where you're at, updated information, bank information, which you guys did. Okay, it's not all right, cool. Now the new servicers are probably satisfied because they got all updated information now. So now they're probably doing some stuff in the back system, trying to get it all organized or something. Who knows? I don't know. You guys are not going anywhere. Okay, just understand that. You guys are, imagine cows. You know how cows are trapped in those fences? They can't get out those. That's you guys. You guys are in that fence. You guys are the cows in the fence. The only way you can get out of that, you got to buy your way out of that fence. That's the only way you're getting out. But if you choose to, plenty of grass to eat. You guys notice you guys got all you got a house, you got a nice car you're driving, you got some nice clothes. With that equivalent, all the grass, all the feed, you come back, you got plenty of hay in the barn, you stick your head through and you get all the nutrients you want right there. It's just there. That's you guys. Wow, this is a nice house. I ain't had no money to buy it, but yet you're living in it. Think about it. If you're listening to this and you have a mortgage house, you didn't have no money to buy that house, but you're living in it. You're the cow in the field. Where is all this grass coming from? We got top brand hay, just bales of hay are just dropped off, just nothing, just wow, boom. You just go over there, you go over there and start eating. Come back, the barn is clean for you. All the poop is picked up and moved and shoveled out. Wow. I know that, listen, with student loan debt, I know that is hard to listen to because you don't want to accept it. I get it. I'm just speaking the truth, Andre. That's it. I'm not, listen, that's just the truth. Hopefully, you could take that information and say, I'm tired of being a cow. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not even saying that I am not a cow. Okay. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is that I'm not in the same thing with you, though. Okay. I'm not in there with you. I know that for a fact. You and I are not on the same farm. Okay. Let's put it that way. I don't live on the same farm as you. I know it's hard to listen to. Yes, playlist. Thank you. Thank you. Playlist. Sorry about that. I just do the content, man. I be trying to. I used to be. I used to really be into tech at one time in my life. I really did. I just always had to be on the latest and greatest, and I don't know, man. I just like making content. That's all I want to do. I know how to pick. Put it this way, I will always know how to pick the right people for what I need, but I don't. I just want to produce content. I like to. I love the gift of being able to produce the type of content very few people even know about. It's a beautiful thing. But I had to earn this. You guys understand? I know most of you guys will probably never be able to understand it. And I'm not saying that to put you down, but I'm saying, like, if you don't believe you can pay off your student loan debt, you will never know what I'm talking about. You can't. Okay. If you've made up your mind that you're gonna never pay off your student loan debt, you don't think you can, you think it's impossible, you're waiting for the 10 years, 10-year program. You guys have no idea what you're saying, not only to yourself, to the business. I'll work for you for 10 years of my life. I will follow all your rules just so you can pay off my student loan debt when you could probably do it in 3. Yeah, we're gonna pay you this. You work here, it's some type of service for 10 years. 10 years? Are you crazy? I believe in myself way more than that. Way more than that. I don't care what the amount of student loan debt is. But when you don't know you're a debt slave, I know it doesn't matter. You think it's not a big deal to not pay off your student loan debt. And if you got student loan debt plus parent loan plus debt, mm, mm. Oh, they can't get it when you start talking like, well, they can't get it when I die. Die? Why are you talking like that? They don't know that they talk like that. That's just what I say to myself in my mind, because they all say it. All you debt slaves say it. Oh, they ain't gonna get it. I'm gonna die anyway, and this and that. What about living? How are you going to live? Free or as a debt slave? How you? That's your choice. Because I'm telling you right now, if you don't believe you can pay off, if you don't believe you're gonna pay off your student loan debt, you will never know what I'm talking. You might as well stop listening to this channel. You might as well just stop. Definitely not come to the Six Sense channel. You might as well just stop right here and just live your life. You have to do that. And when you after you own yourself and come and once you and then you find out there's another piece, there's probably many more things you have to forgive yourself for doing that you did not know. If you did something like financial, personal, if you did something that you did not know about and it happened because you didn't know, you got to forgive yourself for not knowing. Because now you know. Because if you figured out you did something because you didn't know, it's because now you know. I forgave myself for I forgave myself for keeping my student loan for 10 years while making 6 figures. 8 of those 10 years. I had to forgive myself for that because that's absolutely no excuse. Say it like this. Say it like this. I'm gonna put it in a different way so you guys can understand. Okay. Say like you made $100,000 a year. Okay. And you have $200,000 in student loan debt. Okay. You sign up for a program, but if you sign up for a program that if you work for them for 10 years, they will forgive the $200,000 in student loan debt. Now say like I was an employer, okay? I know it's a government, but just say like it was me, okay? And you came to me and said, "Hey, I want to work for you because I heard that your job or position will forgive the student loan debt in 10 years, part of the program, blah blah blah." And then I look on and I'm hired, and you're an employee of mine that makes $100,000. That's the job I'm gonna hire you for, and you have $200,000 in student loan debt, and you don't think you can pay it off in 10 years. That doesn't even make any sense. So now I'm gonna hire you so I can abuse you. It's like, wait a minute, you make $100,000 a year, yeah, and you have $200,000 in student loan debt, yes, but I want it forgiven in 10. What? You guys don't know that you say that. You guys don't understand that. That's the part. You guys don't get it. And then you go and sign up for a mortgage and all. Oh man. Then you got the debt to income ratio. The bank got to give you some measurement to tell you about your own finance. It is absolutely bananas. At first, I remember they was like, I was like, why did they take those student loans off of their credit reports? I was like, why would they do that? Oh, that's why. Because you guys would do exactly what they thought you would do. Go finance more stuff. And that's exactly what you guys did. Finance more cars, clothes, vacations. You get on social media, it look like everybody's no it looks like nobody cares about. Have you guys noticed that? Every channel you go to, they all act like they're not worried about student loan debts, student loan payments starting. Have you noticed that? None of them. Listen, you guys got popular channels, popular YouTube channels, 800,000 subscribers of a debt slave talking about other debt slaves with student loan debt. Can you believe that? Listen, that's what I'm talking about. Debt slaves teaching other debt slaves teasing other debt slaves, teasing them. Oh, they're funny. They buying all this food, going through their finances, and the host got student loan debt. I unsubscribed. I thought it was funny at first until I figured that out. I was like, see ya. That's pure entertainment now. Okay, you want dead slaves making fun of other dead slaves. Because you guys got debt slaves, you guys don't really understand, but in the debt matrix, there's different levels of debt slaves. You guys all think you're smarter than the other one, but you guys don't know you guys are all debt slaves. You guys don't even know that, but you guys are at different levels. Here, let me give you an example. You know the thing, the debt, the income ratios that shows if you're low income, lower class, middle class, or upper class. Well, you guys don't understand that when they're talking about positive numbers. In those classes of job, they're talking about positive numbers. With you, that class doesn't exist because there's only one class. It's called the debt class. You guys don't know that you guys are. It counts on how much money you make, but you guys are still on the debt class side. You guys don't know that. Yep, traveling everywhere. They all do that, man. Yeah. From debt slave to financial advisor with no debt. Now a content creator who gives. From debt slave to not even I don't really like even saying financial advisor if you're talking about me. I'm not sure. Maybe. I think so. Uh I say I am a person who teaches people how to use math with their finances. Because I'm very careful with. I don't want people thinking I'm a financial advisor. I want you guys to understand what I do. I help you use the calculator with your finances. That's what I do. Okay. So I say, hey, this is how you do it with the calculator. That's it. Because I do not want people thinking, oh, he thinks he's all this and he doesn't have any finance degree. I didn't say I was any of finance, nothing. I'm not finance anything. I love sharing though. It is a beautiful thing. Sharing has you guys don't really understand. Maybe you will if you haven't shared, but when you give and share, you guys have no idea how you could be sometimes how you are rewarded without even knowing. That's the wonderful thing about giving and sharing. You will be rewarded in unbelievable ways at certain times in your life that you think you wasn't going to get through or make it. It- your past of how you treated people and what you've done for people always comes back and helps you. It's man, it's and you guys are going to know the full story when my next channel starts. I promise you that, right? But it's unbelievable. Mm, you never know. Because I know I've helped with this channel. I know I've helped a lot of people without even knowing it, right? Not even saying that they have to tell me. I'm just saying all they have to know is the ones that I'm talking to, the ones that know I have. You don't have I know. That's why I do it. I know how you feel. I know how free it feels. I know you're a different person. I know you're like, man, everything LJ was saying is right. It is this and that. They do say this. It does feel like that. I get it. You don't even have to tell me. It's an energy thing. That's one thing about like this is what I pay attention to. I look at the amount of subscribers I got. It's not a lot of subscribers, but it stays there. The number just doesn't fall off. It just stays there. Get a few more. Go, getting subscribers is a slow process because I understand this is a rare thing and it has to remain that way. I do understand that. That's why I want you guys to pay attention to the subscriber count. It sits there. It doesn't fall off. The people that stay, they know I'm not here to entertain them. Even though I am just the way I am, I throw in some entertainment, but how I give out this information. But that's also just me. Been that way. It's been me all my life. I'm about love over here. Love and positivity. If you don't have that, you're not allowed in my life. That doesn't happen. I don't allow any of that. Like here, let me give you an example. Let me give you an example. Women, women are more emotional, okay? They are, right? And this is why the reason why I'm saying that because a lot of women could probably understand what I'm saying. Where the way I live right now, I live my life in positivity. And my life contains this: no cheating, no lying, no deceiving, no past stuff coming up, no history of not telling you something, you find out years later. None of that. That doesn't exist in my life. Now, a lot of people don't even, let alone women, a lot of people don't even believe that that could happen, that you could get with a man and he doesn't cheat, has no desire to cheat behind your back, no worries of anything. And make sure you understand that. Make sure it's clear. Make sure you're the number one. Make sure you understand that you're beautiful and do it, and it'll be coming naturally. That's how I live. So the woman in my life is going to have to already have that. First is they're going to have to be first check they have to pass as if they're debt free. I'm not even listen. I'm not even going to entertain a relationship with a woman if she's not debt free. I'm not. Why waste our time? There's no reason. Color has nothing to do with it. If so happen I come across a woman that does not have any debt and she is debt free, that's just step one. There's another side. Have you taken care of all the psychological debt? All the fears and anything that you have to deal with and all this other stuff. There's a lot of stuff there too. That's easy to tell now too. Trust me, because that's where I'm at. That's where I live. If a woman can't get past that, we're not. Listen, I know you guys don't even. I know you guys don't get it. Don't. It ain't got nothing to do with my age or nothing. Okay, I want you guys to clearly understand it. But I'm not even going to have sex if I find out the woman's in debt. I'm not going to even chance that because debt has stress. You guys don't know what comes with debt: stress, problems. Uh, uh, it's so much stuff that comes with debt, and that's not in my life because I have no debt. So I don't have that stress. When you're in debt, you think that stress is normal. It's normal if you have debt. If a woman doesn't understand, oh yeah, car payments, that's normal. I can afford them. All right, then I guess we're just gonna be friends, maybe. Because I can't even really be a you can't really be friends. I couldn't really be friends with the debt because they love to talk about it, the problems. Oh, I'm gonna be late on some payments and this payment, this interest. I don't want to hear none of that. None of that. And then the work complaints and with the problems at work. I don't want to hear any of that. That's all because you're in debt and you don't know it and you don't want to hear about it. No, nope. I don't have I'm in positive love. I don't have any of that in my life and I don't allow it. It won't matter how anybody even feels about it. It doesn't matter. I'm living the rest of my life in positive love where, hey, I don't believe a man can do that. I don't care what you believe. I'm just sharing it with you because I've done it. That's the only way I live. That's the way I did. I don't care what people. Hey, you're a simp and this and that. You're a debt slave. Yeah, you making car payments. Call me a simp. Shut up, debt slave. The woman can have a best career, nice car, live. If she got student loan debt, I don't care what she has. You can't own anything while having student loan debt. I don't care what kind of career they have. That's irrelevant. You know the next question I'm gonna ask the woman. This is the next question I'm gonna ask the woman because this is where I live in positive love. This is where I live. I'm gonna ask her, hey, how do you feel about? Because let me tell you something. I love my mom. Love her. The love she gave to me is very rare. Very rare. Next question. Hey, how's your relationship with your parents? That's the next question. If it's bad, I'm gonna say, hey, have you ever went to a doctor kind of talk about that or anything? If they say, nah, that's not, that's the last date because she don't know about the love that I have. I know what type of love I have to offer. That's called positive love. Doesn't matter how anybody thinks about it. Doesn't matter how even another man thinks about it. Doesn't matter. Especially if they're making car payments. The opinions of listen, the opinions of debt slaves are irrelevant to me unless I need them. Now I'm not saying there's not professional debt slaves that are good at what they do. I want you to make sure that's a need that's a thing that I would need a service. Those are honestly those are just names like the word simp. I don't really that it's going to be a different word probably next year, 2 3 years. Those are names that change. Debt slaves will always be here, and they will always be called debt slaves. So I don't really follow those side words like that. I just stick to the words that are going to be here forever. Debt slaves that will always be here. Don't matter. Both don't understand the psychology of no, none of them. But I want to make sure it's clear. If I'm a man, well, I am a man that lives in positive love, meaning that I don't have no stress, no problems, no fears. All my personal stuff is I don't have personal stuff, unresolved personal things. I don't have that in my life because I've done all that. I've done the work it takes to remove it. And in order to do that, I had to do it by myself. You can't do it with anybody. You have to do it alone. So the next woman in my life, she's already going to know that. Because what I'm explaining to you, especially the SMD family, I want you guys to understand something. There are certain things called psychological debt slaves too. Yes. Psychological debt slaves. Yes. They live on the negative side of the psychological. That's where they live. They don't know that they live there. I live there. Not anymore. I don't live there anymore. I live on the positive side now. And unless she knows both of those, we're not going anywhere. I'm 53. I'm not, no, you already have to know now. What's up, QJC? I'm not accepting anything less. So mark my words, when I start talking about this more dating channels are going to be picking me up. What was that? Oh, that's my mom's speaker. Sorry about that. More dating channels going to be picking me up. Oh, what's this positive love stuff you're talking about? I'll be more than happy to go on them. More than happy. When women hear me, look, I'm going to say this out loud. When women hear me talk, they're going to have never heard a man talk like this before, ever. Remember, I only do things that nobody has ever done before. That's what I do. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, before it happens, I'm going to be saying the same thing over. I'm a man who lives in positive love. A man that doesn't cheat, lie, doesn't have any fears left in his heart, don't not hiding money, not in trouble with the law, none of that. That's the only way to live here. That's the only way. No disrespect, no physical violence, none of that. I know that you guys think that doesn't exist. It does. There are people that live like that. Yes, they do. And you know, Andre, I was eating on it for a long time too. Sure was. Sure was. I was in shape back in the fort. Man, I was sliced up. Oh man, just eating on that good old protein hay. It was still hay though. By the title of this live, I assume October 1st is yeah. But I don't think from what I've read, I don't think I don't know how I got way over there, but I just sometimes I get pumped up about my vision. All right, sorry about that. But I don't think they're not gonna force people to pay come October 1st. I think it's gonna be through the rest of the year, they get some kind of leeway or some kind of something to where they don't have to pay. And then I think even next year, if you don't pay, they're still not going to put it on your credit report for an entire year. So that means debt slaves are not going to pay. They're going to be like, oh, if you guys ain't going to report it, I guess I'm not going to. And I'm thinking if they're doing that, they probably need another year to put it back on everybody's credit reports. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. You guys that have student loan debt, have they put it back on your credit reports yet? What's up, XL Pro? Didn't see you sneak in there. Any questions? Humble brag. But you know what's so crazy though? This is what's crazy, Dark. When it's the truth, it sounds like it's bragging, but it's not. It's like when people hear me say, there's no other channel on the internet like mine, the first thing a person's going to think is that I'm bragging. And then when they go out and look and not find another channel like this one, they're going to know that I'm not bragging. Remember, these dating channels only sell to desperate and frustrated people who never look in the mirror. They don't. You're right. I know what it's for. It's just business. I totally get it. Totally get it. It's not a force to pay, but it's not a force to pay it, but the interest will not stop. Oh yeah, the interest start, and that's forever now. Okay, that never stop. That's not going to stop until the world stops again. I want you guys to make sure you guys understand that the interest on student loan debt is not going to stop until the world stops again. Okay, so I don't know if you want to wait 100 years or just pay them off now. I don't know. It's totally up to you, but I'm just saying. Listen, I feel lucky to have this knowledge at the beginning of a new economy. To me, 2020 on is the new economy for me. Okay. That's the 2020. That's all. I don't even look past, I don't look before that date anymore. I don't. Because the business world was totally different. Totally different. But anyway, but you notice student loan debt didn't skip a beat. It doesn't care what year it is. That's messed up, ain't it? That's crazy. All this big change, everything's changing, happening. Guess what? Student loan debt's still there. Just got change of new owners. That's about it. New owners, updated addresses and workplaces, everything. It's beautiful. Any questions? I hope this inspires I hope inspires some of you guys to do something about the student loan debt, especially you professionals out there. I really am. Hey, listen, if you're a professional tax lawyer, professional tax accountant, business accountant, anything to do with money, accounting, and taxes, and you don't know that capitalism is psychological, you come see me and I can help you be the best in your field. And none of your peers will even know how you're doing it, even if you told them. Let me say that one more time. If you're a professional in taxing, if you're a tax lawyer, tax something, professional business accountant, anything to do with business and money or whatever, right? And you don't know capitalism is psychological, come see me. I will make you the best in your help you be number one in the United States of America if you want to be. Somebody right now is in the lab trying to figure out how to hack the student loan system. That will never happen. I'm gonna point out things that will never happen, okay? And this is just my opinion, of course. Nobody will ever hack that system that houses the student loan information. Nobody will hack the credit score and the debt, what keeps track of all your debt and credit scores. Nobody will ever hack that. They will continue to hack your addresses and your names and your personal information so they can sell you even more protection. But the other stuff that stuff won't be hacked, okay? And even if it has, because I don't want to say it never, but I believe if somebody did it and they got caught, guess who they're going to be working for the rest of their lives? Them. Prison or $30,000 a year working for us. $30,000 a year working for you for the rest of your life. Exactly. That's what we thought. No, their user information got hacked. People's social security numbers, addresses. I'm talking about the information of how much debt they owe. That stuff doesn't get hacked. Credit scores. Nobody's ever hacked in and scrambled up all everybody's credit scores and their total debts. I'm talking about that stuff. From far as I know, I think they all been somebody broke in and stole some user information and all that stuff, but never and listen, I'm 53. I've never heard a hacker getting in there and scrambling up credit scores and people's debts and scrambling up student loan debt information. I've never heard that before, ever. I guess you guys could probably Google it. You probably will never find it. All right, it's time for me to wrap this up. I was supposed to be off over a half an hour ago, but totally slipped my mind. But anyway, thank you everybody for joining. Much appreciated. Looking forward to the new channel. If you haven't, don't forget to subscribe if you can. Don't forget to hit that like button. Please do. All right. If you want to reach out to me, SavingsMinusDebt@gmail.com. You can reach me there. My Cash App is SavingsMinusDebt, the $ SavingsMinusDebt. All right. Please don't, again, subscribe, hit the like button. If you enjoyed the channel, much appreciated. Leave comments. All right. Well, you guys have a wonderful rest of your Thursday. Until next time, see ya.